excuse me, back out in the garage. Wow, I had to go down 2 notches. It's colder out than I thought. Anyway, we're gonna go over here. Gotta sneak in here. Yeah, shh. Don't tell the bishop. Anyway, all right. So here's are you gonna focus? Here is the subject of this video. I don't know if I'm going to make this a separate one or if I'm going to add it. I started one on me and online auctions. I got to stop watching online auctions. Anyway, gentleman I know is moving, downsizing, whatever. There's stuff outside on the trailer. This was on the trailer, but I didn't want to leave it out. It's Indiana. You never know. Weather guy says we're not supposed to get any more wet weather anytime soon, but it's Indiana. You never know. So I drug this thing in the house or in the garage just to test and see, okay, did I make a good buy? I did a little safety thing. My power strip's got an on-off button. The cord on the saw is not very good, and I didn't want to have my hand anywhere near that plug when I applied power to the saw. I didn't want to be anywhere near those wires. So anywho, plugged it in, plugged the saw into the power strip. Actually, I plugged the power strip into the wall, made sure the power was off at the power strip. Plugged the saw in, hit the button, nothing. Alright, so I lifted the saw up in the air. Tried the button again, nothing. So then I came over, I thought, well, maybe the saw needs to be... Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I thought, well, maybe the saw needs to be up in the air. Nothing. And then it dawned on me, oh wait, it's got an on-off switch there that bumps down here and shuts it off when it completes the cut. Anyway, once I realized that, it did fire up. I don't know if you can see that pile of dirt. It chucked, see, and there's some more of them nasty critters. Flying angry things that build mud nests just need to die. Anyway, it chucked a whole bunch of mud dauber nest out onto the garage floor, and then it started turning. So I thought, oh, well, that's pretty cool. I wonder if it'll actually cut. Keep in mind, that is the rusty old blade that came with the saw. Picked up a chunk of bed rail frame, and we removed the end bracket. Actually, kind of looks like maybe it cut it pretty. You can't really judge because that end bracket's bent, but it looks like we actually cut pretty square even. So, why did I buy a freaking metal cutting bandsaw? Well, why not? And the price was really decent on it. Looks like I need to do some adjustment. Because it looks like, yeah, I think the blade is, yeah, blade's digging into that, so I think, oh, well, we're not, oh, the adjustment might need to be right here. This guide roller is pushing down on the blade, which is, I think, pushing the blade into the frame of the saw, which is no bueno, because this one's not touching. Anyway, number one, I got what I think was a pretty doggone good deal on it. And I've got this pile of angle iron here. There's 5 pieces, 4 of which are going to get cut down to about 4.5 feet long. And then there's another pile of lighter angle iron out in the yard that's going to get cut up into a whole bunch of like 1 foot long pieces, and we're going to build ramps for the trailer that I bought for Dad. And I thought this would be a whole lot quicker and more accurate way of doing it than the hand bandsaw from work, or hacksaw, or torch. Maybe not quicker than a torch, but definitely smoother cuts, etc. More polished professional finish. So anyway, I got this. I gotta figure out someplace here. I may have to rearrange stuff over there so I can get it tucked back in there tonight, so I can get Mama's Jeep put away. I really need to clean up some more of this mess, but yeah, it's an Olson Manufacturing. That 9x52? I think it's an Olson 9x52. Not sure what that means. I'm gonna do some Google foo and see what that tells me. At some point I'm gonna have to figure out how. I guess maybe you just loosen, somehow you gotta loosen the blade. No, blade tension's there. Maybe. Is that blade tension? Yeah, blade tension's there. Loosen that up, and then I guess the blades go in from the backside. Boy, that looks like a pain in the neck to get it through there. But anyway, yeah, good times. This is actually, I think I got a really good deal on this. Paid less than $100 for it, and it runs and cuts with the blade that was on it. Now we'll see what happens when I get done making 8 cuts on that stuff, which I may do tonight yet, just for fun, before I tuck the thing away into the corner, out of the way. But anywho, yeah, all 9 auctions. Man, I gotta stop watching those things because I just buy toys. Anyway, I'll be back. First cut with the Olson bandsaw for the ramp project. Temporary table stand deal. Would you look at that? Ha! I think my low dollar investment is well worth what I paid for it. Holy smokes. Alright, well, I'm gonna have to figure out how to keep that from flopping all the way over backwards. That's no bueno. Which is Spanish for not good. I'll kill that at the power strip. Seems like there ought to be some kind of a stop. Oh my God. We might have to make a stop. Anywho, all right. Well, that's one down. Hopefully these other two have got. I cut the end off, and I cut off on this one because looks like it was a torch cut. So now and the other end was not. It was a nice, looked like a square saw cut. So anyway, I'm going to get my C-clamp off, get the clamp for the vice clamp off. Why'd you? Yeah, I don't get it. Something doesn't seem normal. Like it should stop about right there. I'm gonna have to figure out how to do something so that it stops about right there. Anywho, yeah, I'm gonna get this set up, and we'll see if we can get 4 of these made. And then maybe we'll go grab a piece out in the yard and start building ramps and stuff. Anywho, I'll be back. Alright, back out here in the garage with the old Olson bandsaw that I just recently acquired due to an online auction that I shouldn't pay to. Anyhow, in very short order, I was able to cut all the cross members and the end pieces for set a ramp, one ramp for Dad's trailer. The end pieces are going to be hooks. I can see it or not. Is it going to focus? Focus! Come on, you. Could be dirty. Maybe it is focusing and I can't focus. Anyway, this angle iron is going to hook on the lip that's on the back of Dad's trailer. It doesn't need a lot of vertical, so and this is like a 1x2 something angle, whatever it is. I put the 2-inch side against the rails under, and this thing's upside down, so that we had the most amount of welding surface, because we'll put a bead of weld along there. We'll turn it over and we'll do the same thing on the other side, so that it'll be good and solid to hook down on. All the weight will be, like I say, this thing's upside down, so all the weight will be coming up this way. Man, it just feels like my camera's out of focus. Maybe it's just mine. Oh no, we're good. Just don't have my glass on. Anyhow, so we're going that direction, and then I've got all my cross pieces cut. The way I got them laid in now has got the angle pointing down, which is up, because like I said, we're upside down. Maybe not the strongest way, however, it gives us more contact points per, whatever length of the ramp. And Dad's going to be hauling his mule, our golf cart. Nothing really super heavy. This ramp's probably heavier than we need. Even as light as I'm trying to, I could probably eliminate one of those cross members. However, I like the spacing. This is what we're going with. The old Olson. I finally realized, hey, look, if I put a clamp over here on this side, I can just loosen that clamp, slide it up, bump up against that as a positive stop, clamp that back down, turn her back on, and go back to cutting. So I cut one full length of that plus one cut to get there. So I'm going to have to cut that full length, probably 2 off of that, off the next one. I don't know. I just need to come up with 6 more pieces, because I already got one. 6 more pieces, approximately, roughly, exactly the same length, and then we'll be ready to start welding. I think what I'm going to do is get a wood shim spacer, something to lay between the ends of my pieces and my end hooks. And the way I'm doing this, both ends will be hooks, so when you pick up the ramp and carry it to the back of the trailer, it won't matter which end you drop down on the lip on the trailer. It's going to be symmetrical. Symmetrical is how you say the word. I'm just being, anyway, it'd be symmetrical, so it won't matter. But I'm gonna get that's too thick, but I'm gonna find a little strip of something that I can lay between the end of my long pieces and my hook. Point the camera at what you're talking about, dummy, and don't move that, because that's important. If you move that too far, then Mama's Jeep doesn't fit right, and we bump into stuff, and we shut the door on the Jeep, and there, close enough. Anyhow, piece that goes side to side, same thickness, and then I've got over there in the water, I've got some 90-degree angle welder clamps or welder magnets, so we'll use those to square up the end piece to the long piece. Get all that tacked together before we put any of the all those in. We'll get the ends all done, then we'll drop those in from the back side, weld those all up good and solid, because I mean we'll go to long along it, up and over and back. I mean, we can put plenty of weld on it to make it plenty solid. So anyhow, that's where we're at. I'm gonna fire the old bandsaw up and kick the tripod, because, you know, why not? Action shot right here. I just put that right there like that. Oh boy. So we come over here and we get right in the way of the camera. Yeah, that's got to be some good footage, isn't it? Oh boy. We'll try and step. Well, this is not how I normally do this, but loosen up the clamp here. Come on, loosen up. Oh, we gotta lift this up. Can't go too high or it flops all the way over. Slide this through. Hear that? That's banging up against my positive stop. Tighten that back down. That all looks good. Switch on. And then I've not just been letting it self-feed. I've been kind of controlling how fast it feeds. Push my arm was on so I can reach my juice over there. Anyhow, yeah. Next time I see my buddy Bob, I'm going to tell him, man, that saw's in good shape. That blade had lots of life left in it. But this is the rusty old blade that was on this saw when I bought it. And like I say, it's been sitting long enough. There was lots and lots of mud dauber nests all over it. Up in it, everywhere. Almost to getting to the flat, is it the way I'm cutting it. Yeah. Anywho. Getting close. Once I get down to where I can let the spring tension take over, right there, I am going to get the lubricant. I've sprayed this thing several times, but I've always done it from the other side. So this side of the blade hasn't really gotten much juice. Oh, and just like that, we're through. So anyway, 7 total. Got 5 more cuts to make. Anyhow, that's how it goes. I'll be back. That's probably the end of this, because I'll probably just make this a video and then I'll bring you back when we start setting stuff up and laying it out and actually start welding, and we'll see how welding with my video camera works. Probably not very well, but we'll see. Anyway, I'll be back.